Hey!
Hi, Kandy.
Hey, how are you?
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Kandy G Lopez. I am a portrait maker, a portrait artist. I'm also an associate professor at Nova Southeastern University. I'm also a mom of 2 kids, so there's a lot of roles happening within my life.
Kandy, I'm so thankful that you've made time because I know you've been so swamped.
It's been crazy.
It's been nuts.
Yes.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
On the Florida Prize.
Thanks.
I've heard so many wonderful things about the show.
Thanks.
And all your pieces. The images just look so magical, and I can't imagine how they look in person.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you also have a solo show, The Myths of Absence.
I do. I have that show opening at Middle Tennessee State University. So it opened yesterday on the 7th.
Yes.
And it's up until August 1st. So I'm excited, super excited.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Amazing. Okay, so how long have you been in your studio?
So I am one of the 2 artists that they selected for the Center Hollywood and Art and Culture. And I was supposed to be here for 3 months. So March, April, and May, and I extended it until September. So it's been great. So I've been here for like 4 months now, and I'm like really excited about the space because it's big enough for me to make the work. And I also have like a little space in the back, which you guys will see, where I'm like making my frames. So it's a really nice space.
Do you like being on your own? Like or have you ever worked in a collective?
You mean with other artists?
With other artists?
Yeah. So like in undergrad, there was a lot of us in a space. That was always fun. And also grad school, I've always had like a studio mate, which I enjoy. So I'm not like in my space talking to myself. So there's other people that you can like bounce things off of if you're not sure about what you make. And that's one of the things I liked about here too, is that there was another artist, Felice Groden, who was here with me. So it was nice to have somebody to talk to about the works, her work, my work, and just work in general.
You're a New World grad.
I am a New World baby. I went to New World for high school. They kicked my butt.
Yeah, I heard is extremely difficult. But I love, like in the university, I love it when kids come in from New World because you know that they're so professional.
Very, but we're also a little cocky. All right. So people like don't talk about those things because it's not supposed to be like a good thing. But I remember like leaving New World and going to Maryland Institute College of Art or MICA in Baltimore and being like, you know, your shit doesn't stink. But I learned very quickly that that's not how to be. But yeah. New World was really hard. And they were really tough on you. So I lost a lot of friends from there because I went to Northern Middle School of the Arts. So a lot of us like transitioned into New World and a lot of students couldn't keep up because it does get difficult. But then the ones that stayed were still, you know, pigeons. So there's that.
So what are you working on? Can you give me a tour of the space?
So this is my space. There's like yarn and my protein shake and water for me to drink throughout the day. Sometimes I forget to eat, so it's important for me to like have things out to remember to do so. I'm working on Isaiah Michael right now. Ooh. So this is a picture of him. It's been on and off for a few days. This is his image.
I love it.
So I met him at Expo Chicago. So a lot of the times I should just say I'm a people watcher. I love watching people, especially during art fairs because that's when they like show up the swaggiest, right? They're like, oh, this is art, so I'm going to wear my hottest stuff. So there's a lot of models that I find there. So Isaiah Michael was one of them because of his outfit. He looked real swaggy. There's also other artists, models that I found as well.
I was going to ask you about your subjects. Usually, are they people that you know, or just people you just happen to meet and you find them interesting?
It's both. So sometimes it's family members, sometimes it's people that I know, and sometimes it's people that I stop and introduce myself awkwardly and show them my Instagram.
Do they find they're receptive to be immortalized?
Yeah, they're like really shy for some reason, and I'm just like, you have all this swag, like how?
Show it off.
I know. So these are some images so this is another person that I met. Her name is Patrice. Also at Expo Chicago. She was really shy, but she's like a fashion stylist. So I'm just like, why? I guess she's used to like styling other people, right? And then this is Chelsea B, who I followed on Instagram because she also does fiber work. And she came to Expo Chicago, and it's the first time I met her. So I love that kind of connection where like I meet people online and then I see them in person and I'm like, oh, I remember you online. Oh my God. So there was that was happening, but she also like, dressed to impress.
Something about your work that stands out to me is the fashions.
Yes, I love the swag.
Now you into clothes? Because
not me. I don't think I have swag, but I am attracted to people who have swagger. So my husband is one of the swaggiest people I know. And I just find that really interesting, like what people wear. I love when they go to thrift stores and they just like put outfits together where my brain cannot compute how they put the outfits together. Like, how does that match? How does that pattern go with another pattern? Like mentally, how do you work that out? Right. So I feel like by me doing the work, makes me understand how they put the outfit together in some way.
I felt like, I'm like, she must be a fashion designer in a way.
No, I'm not. No, they are their own fashion designers and I'm just depicting their swag.
Look at the suit.
Yeah, so that's Brandon Clark. He's also an artist here in Miami. And so these are his works behind him. So I went to his studio to take a picture of him.
Yeah.
Super swaggy. And then below him is Arsimer, who's a poet, writer, performer, musician. She does a lot of things. She's an artist. She's a creative. She's also amazing. So usually I'm taking like multiple pictures and then I decide which one it is that I'm going to use. I kind of like that one because she's smiling, which I usually don't do people that are smiling. They're usually like looking super fierce. And that one's just super cute. Like
I love this one.
I want to do that too. I haven't done someone with like, pointing to their mouth. It always becomes difficult to try to translate, but it'll be a good
it
challenge.
Comes out so real to life. Like after you're done with the actual piece, it's three-dimensional, like in a way. Like you feel them walking, you feel them moving.
I love that. I love that very much.
It's so bizarre. I'm like, how does she manage to do this?
And then these are a group of guys, so they're gonna look like this.
Oh.
So we took pictures out here actually. So each one of them will have their own portrait. And that's what these are. So they're like, each guy has, well, I do multiples to try to decide. Will have their own portrait. So this is like the city boys, because I did the city girls. So this will be the boy version of that. I think I have multiple of him. So yeah, that's that. So I always have my pictures up here for encouragement, but also to give me a little bit more anxiety to try to finish.
Was it always fiber for you? I mean,
No.
Is that what you started out as?
No.
Or were you a painter?
So I'm a painter.
You're a painter.
Yeah. Started off in charcoal drawing. I love drawing people. And then that transitioned into painting when I got my first oil set by a family member who left it. And I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh, you could just keep it and like play. So I fell in love with oil painting. And I've been oil painting for so long to the point where I feel too confident in it So I try other things to drive myself crazy because I need like the challenge.
Yeah.
So that transitioned into ceramics, some sculptures, which were really bad. Then I fell in love with printmaking. Like I love printmaking because it's kind of like drawing and painting at the same time. And then those prints transitioned into collaging. And then the collaging transitioned into fiber.
Is that what drew you in, collage?
Yeah, so I was creating like cityscapes out of the collages of the prints that I was making, and also like cutting out magazines and creating cityscapes. And then a piece of thread fell on one of my cityscapes to create the power line. So I was like, oh, I don't have to draw it or paint it anymore. I could just use thread. Thread is like literally connecting the pieces of paper together. And I went to go buy thread at Michael's, and there was a sale, and there was like a little canvas next to it. And I was like, oh, how cool would it look if it's like a little person made out of thread? And those were really terrible, like really bad. But then I kept trying and trying, and then I left it alone because I wasn't really feeling or getting something from it. And then we decided to buy a house and start a family, and I got pregnant, and I couldn't paint and I couldn't print make anymore. And I remembered my fiber work, and I was like, let's try that again. And that was in 2017. I made my second big fiber piece in 2019. And then I got my first residency that changed everything at Hambidge in Georgia in 2021.
How was that? How was that experience?
It was the first time I left my kids alone. And they were young, so that was really difficult as a parent. Your like guilt sets in. But as an artist, it was amazing because there was no internet where I was. So it was just me in my space and the music that I pre-downloaded to to listen to over and over again, and like really trying to understand how to make something look like a painting that wasn't paint. So even within the fiber work, it looks like a painting because that's how I understand the work. It's like having different brushes. So like some of the threads and the yarn are thick, some are acrylic, some are polyester, some are wool, some are a mixture, some are cotton. So like this one is super slim, so I double it up. But sometimes I want to highlight that's a specific color, so I leave it thin. If I need something to be covered really quickly, then I use a thicker yarn. But I really like this color for like the highlights mid-tone of the skin. And then sometimes I use kind of like this velvety yarn, just because I like
the material of this.
Yeah,
I've never. How does it feel?
It feels good and soft. So you'll see like the variety of yarn over here too.
Look at these colors.
Yeah. I like to shop, but I'm also a little OCD. So everything is put in color-coded order.
Yeah.
Some of the yarn comes in really small bundles. Even if you go to the dollar store, like I went to the dollar store the other day to buy some stuff for my daughter, and they were selling like these bundles for $1.25. Like I didn't have this purple. I didn't need this purple either, but I was like, oh, it's such a nice purple. So I bought 3. So that's what happens. And then I get a collection of colors. See, like this is super soft.
Oh,
where like it breaks.
Oh, wow.
That's really pretty.
I love the color.
And like this velvety green is nice too. Right? But it like flakes off, so I have to be careful with this one and what I use it for. There's a lot.
You have the jewel tones.
Yes. So, and they're all like, they tell you what it is. So like this is acrylic. This is also acrylic. But some of them are like half and half. Is this one of those? This is wool. So the wool chunk blend.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what this is. I think it's acrylic.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
This
And
kind
like
of reminds
it's
me of fabric that's on a teddy bear.
right. So if like somebody's wearing something that's like a bigger, I'm thinking of like a bigger jacket that's like really puffy, I would use that. Something about texture.
Yeah.
Um,
It definitely comes through the texture.
yeah, I love it.
When did you come with the idea to have the transparent sheet,
I've always
like the
dealt
canvas?
with transparency. Like even in my paintings, there's a lot of glazing that happens within the work because I like that you can see the colors behind colors. I started painting on glass in grad school. I would say in undergrad too, because I liked that you can see the person behind viewing the work and the person also being part of the work without them knowing that they're part of the work and then taking a picture of that. It also talks about like see-through layers were not just what you see, but there's like layers behind that.
Yeah.
So I've always played with transparency. So I really wanted something that would change depending on the background and also that you can see people through it. So like this is called a hook rug mesh.
See, I've never seen anything like this before.
So this is for hook rugging apparently. I just bought it because I needed something to hold the yarn and that would go through bigger holes than like the plastic canvas that has like really small holes that I still use for like the smaller thread work. But when it comes to yarn, I'm using this. This is also the backing of a rug. It's what it's supposed to do. So it's supposed to be on the floor.
Oh, okay.
So people would like hook latch and then this will be like fluffy and that'll be the rug.
See.
So when I was doing them, I was also thinking about Trayvon Martin and like the police brutality and just the not caring about Black and brown people in this country. So I wanted to create a piece that you literally step on the person that I made. And that was, I already graduated from grad school. So I was teaching at Daytona State College at the time. And I made the piece with my husband. So my husband was 7 by 4.5 feet and it was all black and white. And that was my first one that I made. And I put it on the floor so people could step on it. Nobody wanted to step on it, obviously, because it's art. But even that is like a performance too. It's like you would be okay not stepping on the artwork, but like when someone passes away, it's just like, what did he do in his life for him to be justified of being killed?
Yeah.
You know? So that was the intention of using this initially. And then it just transitioned into what can I do in the background?
I'm seeing these, like the frames.
Oh yeah, so I create frames too, like a crazy person.
These are yours?
These are mine. I'll show you how I make them. So these are made of epoxy resin. And I put the little flowers inside of them.
Oh, wow.
And I have a fiber piece that actually has the flowers in them and it's of Roscoe. So there's a connection between like material and person. This is Justice Dwight, who's also an artist. I also met him on Instagram. And then I went to a residency in Virginia, I think it was last year. And I saw him because I remember that he wears different colored berets. He was walking around and I'm like, is that Justice? I don't really know if that's him. And then he approached and he's like, hi, I'm Justice. I was like, I knew it was you. So that's like another incident. But we became friends and he became my model. So this is an example of him. I have like, I don't know, like 6 different pieces of him. This is like, here we go. So this is the back, which is one of the things that I love showing.
I love seeing the back of it.
Me too.
Just how you find that people are so curious about what goes on in the back.
A lot of people think that I'm tufting. I'm like, I'm not. I am like hand embroidering each thing. And like, you know, when I skip holes, because there's a whole like space there, which makes up, you know, the front part of the skin. But I love that you can like see me through it.
Yes.
Or whoever's behind it, walking around, where now I become part of the space. It kind of trips people out, which I enjoy.
You have a bunch of the frames.
I do.
Is this a series?
It is. So the 7 guys that I was telling you about will have the frames. So he's not part of it, so he's by himself. But all those men that are over there will have their own individual frames. So this was the first frame that I made.
Very first.
Really shitty. Yes. It has silicone inside. It's like really, really terrible. And it was super sticky. So I had somebody like clean it and still looks like crap. So then I tried again. But this time I tried with a different mold process. And that didn't work out either. It wasn't mixed properly. It's not nice.
You have the colors too that come out.
Yes.
Gold leaf too?
No, so the frame that I was using was brown.
Yeah.
And it picked up the color. And it kind of looks like gold.
To me it did. It just totally looks like gold.
And then that's the back. So these are like my not good versions. And then finally I invested on creating my own mold. So I'm going to show you what that looks like.
Oh, these have shells.
Yes. So they have cowrie shells. I have a whole bag. Even though I could probably get these at the beach. But there's like a whole bag of them.
There's something so ornate about them that kind of reminds you of like an Elizabethan portrait. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I have like these Victorian frames. So there's always art history that plays a role in the work too.
Yes.
Like elevating the people that I'm representing. I always take pictures from the bottom. So I'm like on the floor so that the person feels monumental because they are. That's something that I'm really interested in. Because that's what you see in art history paintings.
Yeah. Take me through a typical day in the studio for you. Like, do you have a routine?
I come in, I finish my coffee. I have
number one.
Yes, that's number one. I have my shake and my water. I usually put either a podcast, depending if I feel like listening to people talk, or I put music on.
What do you like to listen to? I ask everybody.
In music or in podcasts?
Both.
Podcasts, I like Code Switch. They have really interesting stories. I'm listening to Michelle Obama's. She has one with her brother, which is really interesting. It's very positive. Noah, his last name?
Yes.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Love his podcast. I listen to that. And then there's one called, oh my God, now it's like coming out of my head. There's another podcast that I listen to. There's also American Life, but then that becomes like too political, and sometimes I can't like mentally do that and work at the same time. And then if I don't listen to those, I just go to music. So yeah, so that's typical. So I'll be here for like 4 hours, take time to check my emails or read a text or whatever in between. But
how do you balance it? Like, how do you balance the teaching, the residency? Because you're swamped.
Yeah. I try to do 2 residencies a year. Me and my husband have compromised on that.
Yeah.
My residencies are usually 2 weeks because my kids are still small. If it's longer than that, like I had one that was a month, they come. So I'll be working for 2 weeks and then they end up coming and spending time with me as I work, which is fine. Or they're with dad, which is great. I also have an amazing support system. This is like really, really, I'm blessed with that. So my parents are here. They're close. They live in Miami. His parents are here. They're close. They also live in Miami. So whenever we need like a date night, right? Because you still have to keep your relationship intact. They're there. Or like if we need to just go to, I don't know, I have an artist talk or artist workshop or whatever, and I want him to come because it's a new space, then they take care of the kids. But we try not to be away more than 3 days for them. So it's hard. I'm on sabbatical for the year until August. So that's been awesome because I don't have to deal with scheduling and the teaching component on top of all the other stuff that I've been doing. But it's also given me like so many more opportunities that I can say yes to because I'm not in the classroom. But I love teaching as much as I love making. So like I'm ready to get back.
You don't think you'll stop teaching?
No. If it's not in like a university capacity, it'll be community work, like workshops or online or something. Like I can't see myself not teaching either.
What are some of the artists that inspire you?
I love Micheline Thomas.
I love her too.
I love the textural and the glittery stuff that she has in her work. I love Faith Ringgold, of course, because she's fiber. And she also is an advocate, which I really enjoy. And she's also a painter. She's also a printmaker, and she's all these other things that I'm interested in, and the way that she tells stories. I love Bisa Butler, obviously. She's amazing. She's also really sweet, which is nice. She's also from Jersey, yeah, where I'm from Jersey too. So there's like that connection. She also got into fiber because she was pregnant. So she's also a painter. She deals with portraiture. So there's a lot of like similarities between us. I mean, there's a lot.
You've been experimenting with glass, I think.
I have.
How has that gone? So
I have pieces here because I just came back from a residency in Corning, New York at the Corning Museum of Glass. I had a residency there, so I made some pieces. Oh. So this is one, and again, transparency, which I love. That's the back. Oh, super tiny, but he's cute.
How was that experience?
That was great. I learned a lot about different techniques in glass because I was doing stained glass, but this is like painting on glass. This is also, you know, and then it like leaves a shadow if it's in a white space. It's the back. Same dude. This is another one.
Oh, wow. It almost looks like a photo neg.
So it's like sand blasting. So I learned how to sand blast. And then there's a specific enamel for glass. So I learned how to do that. And then you can scratch with a quill pen. So I learned how to do that too. So I was like, so there's those. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is exciting. I love this.
This is another one that like changes.
Oh my God, you did a backdrop on it.
Yeah, it has like a backing. So this is a silk screen that you can do on glass with the enamel. And it's on blue. So there's that.
Gorgeous. I love that.
Also doing some stained glass work. I don't know if you can see that.
Is that difficult to do, the stained glass? I heard.
It was, but like everything, you practice and hopefully you get better. So this is painting on glass. There's also like a reflection, I don't know if you can see that, of leaves in the back.
Yeah, I see it.
That are like South Florida leaves. So this is my city girls, but they're little. And then I figured out how I can like put it on the walls. It can hang or suspend. Oh, this is the image of Arsimer. So, and it has a blue backing. So thinking about that too.
Yeah.
That's always cool. You're like trying to get it.
I'm seeing the colors now.
Yeah, so this is like two panels. So there's the back panel and then there's the front. The front has two panels, sandblast, painted, airbrush, silk screen. Oh, and then this is the boys.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's also painted. And then sandblasted back that also has leaves, but it's like really subtle. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
And it's on like this white, off-white glass.
How do you get the residency? You just applied for it?
Or? So I was on the front cover of American Craft. I want to say like the beginning of 2004 or 2003. I think it was 2004. And because of American Craft, I got the opportunity to have a residency at the art space in Richmond, Virginia. And because I had that residency, it comes with an exhibition. The exhibition at the time was together, like funded by Crafting the Future, which saw me from the cover of American Craft. And then that person reached out and said, hey, would you be interested in doing glass stuff? And I was like, oh, I actually do stained glass. Well, whatever, I'm new to stained glass. So then he's like, okay, you should probably apply to this opportunity that we have through Crafting the Future, where they're getting Black and brown people to do more glass work. And I was like, bet. So I applied and I got it. So I was happy about that. So that's how I got that.
You thinking of doing more of them?
Yeah, like I love glass work. It still talks about transparency and reflections and layers. There's also a lot of things that you can do with glass. It's not just stained glass. It's not just painting on glass. There's glass blowing. There's cold working. So making things with the flame in front of you, which I've done, but it was really difficult. There's etching that you can do on glass. So I'm thinking about like printmaking all over again. So there's things that are like connected to each other. I wanted to show you these two because these are, and I like did this so good that like I can't even open it. So we were supposed to make 2 projects during this residency.
How many did you make?
I made all of those little ones. And these are like 2 of the projects. So this is one. This is my City Girls. You see that?
See?
Oh, wow. So this is all hand painted.
All hand painted.
Yeah, and then scratched with the quill pen.
Yeah, it kind of does look like watercolor.
Yeah. And then this is like sand blasted through as a stencil and then painted on. And then this is the back of that. So putting these things together so that you can kind of like see those 2 women at the end.
Yeah.
So that was one project.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was something else. This was the guy version.
Oh.
So I like playing with like the color choices and not making it too blue versus red, or blue versus pink.
The backside is also so interesting. It's so amazing.
Thanks.
I mean, like 2 works in one.
Yeah. And this was one of the ones that was experimental. So this was a mirror at first. And I sandblasted the image of the guy on the mirror.
You actually took a mirror.
Yes, it was a real mirror. And then I put it in the kiln. The teacher's like, Kandy, I don't think the mirror is going to survive. I'm like, okay, well, we'll just see what happens. So then when I got it back, the mirror was gone. And then the backing was like this ugly, it was kind of like this color, like the whole back. So the guy disappeared. So I was trying to find a way to like bring the guy back. So I had to sandblast the back and then paint it white so that you can kind of see him.
No, look at this. Amazing.
So I left the little brown. I had to like really scrub off the ugly brown, but this is the remainder, which I really enjoy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So it's one of those things
that sepia tone.
Yeah.
Culture.
People are not going to know how I made that, but now they will. So yeah, that's that. You want to see the molds?
Yes.
Okay, so my mold making is a process that
This space is huge, by the way.
It is. That took a while. So this is an example of one of my molds that I don't use because it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. It's all of these little parts are not connected enough so that the frame stays together. And these are like really heavy to make. And I'll show you how I made that.
How fragile are they?
They're not. They're like super heavy and jelly. So this will last me. It'll last for years, actually. I just don't know what I will use that for, but we'll see what happens. So there's this back patio in this space.
Oh my God, they're bigger than my apartment.
So thank God for this space because I can actually play. I already messed up the table of my house that my husband bought, so he was upset. But I have this space.
No art in the house.
No, I messed things up. So this actually contains what you need to create the mold. And they have like a leveler on the side. You can buy this off Amazon. I think it was like $300. So I had to like really invest in something to make it look right. So I got a frame. I pressed it in this material and left it overnight. It takes 24 hours. I removed the frame and it was what that looked like in there. So once I have like the base of the mold, then I have to pour something in to create the mold. Epoxy resin is amazing.
I've heard of this.
It's not heavy. You're supposed to do this outside, even though you really can't breathe the smelliness of it, but always wear a mask.
Does it get stuck in your hands?
It's really sticky, so I use gloves, and I also use like an apron. All of that comes in the kit. Like, it's great. In the kit, like for this, you can make maybe 2 of these frames, and it's $40 off Amazon. But I wanted to show you how I take this out. I left this just for you.
Ooh.
So frame, that's it. You don't have to put like any spray for it not to get stuck. But that's one that I'm using for my guys.
It's gorgeous.
Right?
With the flowers. Oh. How long does these take to make?
24 hours. They need to dry. So this is what that mold looks like. So I can make God only knows how many more. And the whole point is that I wanted it to be transparent because once you have a different backdrop, like a different color, it changes the way that looks, which I like. So these are all dry. It's been 24 hours.
This is another one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another one. Maybe I need to like pick this up a little bit more.
Shut. Whoa.
Ta-da! Yeah. So it's slowly like getting into its place.
I love the color shine. Like you almost get like a little rainbow, like a little shimmer effect.
Yeah. So you'll see like these are some of my imperfections. So like this thing, I poured too much. So now I have to go back in with a tool and take all that off so that it's clean. But that's just me because I'm a little special. And then this is the other one. This is one of my favorites out of the frames.
Oh, this is insane. Yeah.
Right? And they have the cowrie shells in them.
You already know what work is going to go with them?
Ooh. No, I don't. So I tried to make one with the shells and then one with the flowers. So once I have my frame, then I'm like, okay, now I can make my men. And then I decide like later on what fits with what. The mosquitoes are out here. Woo!
This is such a good space. My
right?
gosh.
Super, super happy. And thank God for AC.
Being an artist in the summer in Miami, in Florida, it ain't for the weak.
It's great. So yeah, that's my craziness.
So I gotta ask you, what's your advice to students? Anything you wish you were told when you started?
Not really anything I wish I was told. I think that you learn as you go, and there's reasons why certain things happen to you for growth. So I don't wish that I've learned anything in the past. I will say that you need to be in the studio. A lot of students is like, how do you find inspiration? Just be in the space. Like you could just sit and write things down or look outside, look out a window or put a podcast. A lot of times I'm reading stuff too, so that might spark something. You won't get inspired if you're not in the space. So you need to be in the space to work. And also having a community that supports you as an artist is really important. Because I know that it's hard for some young people to like pick art because you have friends or family members that are constantly asking you, how are you going to make money?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. You just follow your passion and the stuff will come. Go out to galleries and museums and be that awkward person and introduce yourself to people. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And it also creates like networking opportunities. Like I mentioned, you see something that turns into something else, which eventually turns into something else. And you won't have to apply to shows anymore. You won't have to apply to residencies anymore. They'll be asking you to submit stuff.
Have you reached that point?
Yeah, it's great.
You have?
I have.
How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels really good. It's been like 26 years in the game. So it's nice when you don't have to do that stuff anymore.
Kandy, this was amazing.
Thanks.
And you have a treat for me next door.
Yeah, well, it's a group show, but yes, there's works there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I go see?
Yeah, let's go.
Come on.
A few moments later.
Hey guys, welcome. We're in the space. We are celebrating 50 years, 5 Voices, Stories, and Art at the Center, Hollywood Art and Culture. I'm one of the artists that's part of the show, and they have a lot of different examples of what I was telling you earlier. So there's some prints, and you'll see like the string in some of the prints. This is where like the threading started happening. Same thing up here. You can also see like I drew with graphite and then I was like, oh, string. I could just use thread. But I played a lot with collage for a few years during and after grad school. This was also a piece I did in grad school. So again, obsessed with printmaking. This is Lauren. I've known Lauren since grad school. That's when I first got Instagram. I'm one of those slow people that like wait until things go bad on the platform before I get
cool
it.
Instagram.
No, I didn't get a cool Instagram.
Yeah, corporate Instagram.
Yeah. So that's Lauren. I've done a lot of pieces with her. She lives in LA, and I met her through another friend off Instagram. That's 2013.
This is 2013.
Yes, it's older. I was obsessed with monotype prints because you can only get one and then you get the ghost. And I love the ghost.
You like the ghost?
Yeah, it's like the aftermath of what was there. So some of my pieces are like not complete. So like the leg won't be complete or the arm because I'm thinking about things fading away and stories fading away. So yeah, there's that. Also transparency. So I'm a painter, like I mentioned. So this is an example of one of my paintings that I did in 2012. I was in grad school by this point. It's a painting of my husband. You can also see the glazing. So when you like move the camera, you'll see the shine of the glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's oil on canvas. It's a repurposed canvas. It was in the garbage. Some student like drew grids and then like, I think it was like a color thing. And I was like, that's a nice canvas. Instead of like glazing it back so that it's white or gessoing it back so that it's white, I just took it and just painted over it.
I actually love the grid.
Thank you, right?
Yeah, it goes.
It connects with like the bricks in there. It connects with like the grid in here. There's grids also in my collages as well. There's a lot of gridding, thinking about like city grids. There's like deeper things that happen within the work. And this is one of my bigger pieces. So this is 8 by 5 feet. It's called Hispaniola 5, Sydney and Luz. This is a series that I started last year, and it talks about the connections between the islands, specifically Dominican Republic and Haiti, and the good and bad things that happen on that island and the relationships with the people that are on the island and how it connects to Mexico and the United States here. So both of these women are either Dominican or Haitian. And they touch each other. They're standing in front of each other. Some are seated, some are standing. I talk about hierarchy in the work. So this is one of the ones that like I knew what I wanted to do and how many I wanted to do before I did them. And I had to find models that represented the things that I wanted to communicate within the work. So this is the last of my Hispaniola series.
First of all, I love your attention to detail with the sandals.
Yes, and I love toes and fingernails.
And painted fingernails.
Yeah, painted fingernails. Yes. And then these are just more examples of some other works. So this is Seisuke. Seisuke is a family friend. I've made multiple images of her as well. She's so swaggy. She's an artist, a florist, an entrepreneur. She's just awesome. Like any opportunity I get to like make a piece of her, I'm super excited. For this painting, I wanted to go back to acrylic. I haven't painted in acrylic in I don't even know how long, but I wanted to challenge myself with the different kinds of mediums that you can play with now in acrylic that I didn't have when I was going to school before. So this is one of like the looser paintings that I have, trying to let go of control. This is my daughter. So this is Mecca. I think Mecca was like 4 in this image. She's turning 7. It makes me so sad.
Is she your oldest?
She's my oldest, yes. And she's swaggy. She gets that from her daddy. She's also really fierce. She's a Leo. So she is exactly what that sign is.
What are you?
I'm a Cancer baby.
You're a Cancer?
Yeah. I'm a Cancer baby. This is another example of one of the prints that I did at the same time that I did that other print. These are watercolors.
Look at that.
These are watercolors. So I had 250 of these watercolors. This is when I started with Instagram. So the first one that I tried was in 2016. And I did a few. And then in 2018, when I got pregnant, because like I said, I couldn't paint or printmate because of the solvents, I came back to watercolor. So these are 15-minute each. I like timed myself. I found pictures off of Instagram and tagged people.
15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes each. I capped myself. So like before I went to bed or like in the middle of breastfeeding, I would make one of those.
Watercolor is hard.
Like a crazy person. And then this is a book that Tennille Schuster produced. She used to work with me at Nova Southeastern University. She's the one that created the art department there that I'm in. And she had this idea of creating a book from the poem of Langston Hughes called I Look at the World. This was created in 2021. So it has images of my watercolors, which is why it's by the watercolors. And it also has images of my prints behind in the star. So it shows like the different neighborhoods of Miami. So there's Little Haiti, Havana, ¿cómo se llama? Opelika, Carol City, the Poke and Beans. Yeah. Wynwood is in there. So there's a lot of spaces that feel like home because I grew up in those areas. So it's a really cool book. Like it could close like a book.
Is this your only artist book?
Yes, it could become, I'm not like the best with like, what's the terms in book binding or book making. That's what Tennille Schuster does. There's 12 of these books. 2 of them are part of like book collections already. And then I think she sold a few and I have 1 left. So this one's mine.
What gallery do you work with?
I work with ACA Galleries in New York. They're one of the older galleries. They're on 10th and 20th. And they also have another building, like their oldest building as well. It's on Chelsea. And they're amazing. They represented Faith Ringgold for 35 years, which is wild to say. I'm still feeling like, you know, an imposter inside of that space.
No.
So there's a lot of that I like try to manage, but I'm really happy with them. And the opportunity to showcase my work in fairs and in everywhere. So it's great.
What next? What are you planning next?
I have that solo show in Tennessee. It's opened. There's a show at UM. There's this show. I'll have a show in Paris in October and
What?
another show in UK also in October during Freeze, which is wild. I know it sounds crazy. And then I have a solo show in November at the Armory Art Center in West Palm Beach, which is going to be nuts because it's going to show like the breadth of the work, kind of like this. This is like a mini version of what that would be, but there'll be more of the fiber work. And at the same time, another show at ACA in Chelsea, also in November. So somehow it's going to work out.
Somehow you'll get to breathe during that time.
Yeah. And I start teaching, so there's that too. So, you know, check back in. Send me messages to see if I'm good.
Kandy, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
giving me your time today. I'm going to leave all of Kandy's info down below. There'll be links there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.